You know, the whole world of AI coding just got turned completely upside down. It feels like just yesterday we had one clear winner, right? Well, not anymore. We're in the middle of a high-stakes three-way battle for the crown of the ultimate developer copilot. Today, we're breaking down the giants. OpenAI's GPT-5.2, Google's Gemini 3, and Anthropic's Claude Opus 4.5. And it all kicked off with this code red. This wasn't just some internal email. It was basically a flare sent up for the whole world to see that the game had changed. And just like that, bam, within a matter of weeks, three of the most powerful models we have ever seen were on the market, each one claiming to be the new king. So this leaves developers, and let's be honest, businesses everywhere, with a huge question. Which one do you bet on? And if you pick the wrong one, you could be leaving some serious productivity on the table. So let's figure out which of these new AI copilots is the right one for your workflow. Okay, so the best way to get our heads around this is to think of them not just as models, but as, well, as people, as three different specialists you could hire. We've got the reliable professional, the versatile multimodal creator, and the laser-focused senior engineer. Let's get to know them. All right, first up, we've got GPT 5.2 from OpenAI. I want you to picture the ultimate professional. You know, the one in the corner office who's super reliable, always gets the job done, no fuss. That's GPT 5.2. It's built for consistency and really structured work. Yeah, this thing is built from the ground up for the corporate world. It's perfect for those long, logical workflows like digging into business analysis, writing up reports, and just being a solid general-purpose coding assistant. And get this, enterprise users are saying they're saving like 40 to 60 minutes a day with it. That's huge. So yeah, if you need reliability, this is your guy. Okay, now let's do a complete 180. Meet Google's Gemini 3. This is the ultimate creator tool. This thing isn't just about text. No, it's designed to see, to hear, to process basically everything you can throw at it. The real game changer here is its native multimodal input. You can toss text, images, audio, even video clips at it, all in one go. And this is what lets you do what Google is calling vibe coding, which is just so cool. You can literally describe a feeling, an aesthetic, and it spits out a whole interactive interface. It's a totally new way of building things. And finally, rounding out our trio, we have Anthropic's Claude Opus 4.5. And this is the specialist. So if GPT is your all-around business pro and Gemini is the wild creative director, Claude is that senior engineer you go to when everything is on fire. You know, the one with 20 years of experience who's seen it all. This model is all about one thing: precision. Absolute, rock-solid precision. It's been engineered for the toughest software development jobs. We're talking complex debugging, refactoring code across a bunch of different files, and get this, it can run these agent-style workflows for over 30 hours. It's a beast, designed to give you clean, production-ready code. All right, so we've met our three specialists. Now it's time to throw them into the ring. Let's see how they actually stack up on paper in a head-to-head benchmark battle. So right out of the gate, when we're talking about just pure reasoning power, GPT 5.2 jumps into the lead. It scores highest on ArcAGI 2, and that's a test that's all about abstract, kind of human-like problem solving. It also crushes it on GDP-Val, which is all about professional knowledge. But look at Gemini. It just sneaks past on GPQA Diamond, which is more about super deep PhD-level science questions. So that tells you where its strengths lie. But, okay, here's where the script flips. When we talk about actual, practical coding, the story changes. This is SWE Bench, and let me tell you, this thing is brutal. It makes the AI fix real bugs from real GitHub projects. And this is where Claude, our senior engineer, just shines. Look at that score, 80.9%. It just edges out GPT 5.2. And for anyone who's shipping real code, I mean, this benchmark is a massive deal. Okay, but then Gemini comes back and lands this absolute haymaker, its context window. 1 million tokens of input at once. Do you know how much that is? That's an entire code base. That's a stack of research papers. That's a game changer for any kind of large-scale analysis. And yeah, like we talked about, Gemini is just the undisputed king of multimodal. It's the only one that can natively handle images, video, and audio. Sure, GPT 5.2 is great with images and voice, and Claude is a wizard with documents, but Gemini is the only one that does it all in one package. It's the true all-rounder. All right, last but not least, let's talk about the money. the cost. Now you look at this and you think, wow, Gemini 3 Flash is a no-brainer. It's so cheap. But wait, there's a hidden story here, and it's all about efficiency. Claude might look like the most expensive, right? But because it's so accurate, you often get the right answer on the first try. So for really complex stuff, you might end up spending less in the long run because you're not wasting money on retries. Okay, so benchmarks are great. They tell part of the story. But the real test, the real showdown, is how these things actually feel when you're in the trenches coding. So let's hear from some developers on the ground. And oh boy, this is where things get really, really interesting. We're hearing from a bunch of devs that, yeah, Gemini is awesome for quick, simple stuff. But when the project starts getting more complex, it starts to stumble. It forgets things, it gets slow, it just struggles to keep up. And sometimes it's not just struggling. It's a complete disaster. Listen to this one. A developer let Gemini have at their codebase, and it totally trashed it. Errors everywhere. The project wouldn't even build. That's a serious risk for critical work, right? But now, check out this contrast. It's amazing. So the same developer, after banging their head against the wall for 10 minutes with another model, decides to switch over to Claude. And what happens? Boom, the bug is fixed in 30 seconds. That just speaks volumes about Claude's precision, doesn't it? All right, we've looked at the specs, we've seen the benchmark battles, we've heard the stories from the trenches. So now, let's put it all together. Let's build a simple guide to help you choose the right copilot for you. So here's the bottom line, and it's super important. There is no single best model here. It's all about picking the right tool for the right job. If you're doing serious mission-critical software engineering, you call in the senior engineer, Claude Opus 4.5. If you're putting together business presentations or just need a solid all-around office workhorse, you want that reliable professional, GPT-5.2. And if you're brainstorming, prototyping fast, or doing anything with images and video, you go to your creative genius, Gemini 3. And that leaves us with one last, kind of huge question to chew on. You see, we're not just using AI as a tool anymore, are we? We're starting to collaborate with it, like it's a colleague, a specialized colleague. The analyst, the creator, the senior engineer. So as this becomes the norm, what does that do to the job of being a developer? How does that change what we do and who we are? Definitely something to think about.